there's been a huge decline in mental health around the world, which is why we're so committed to creating more content than we ever have. Thanks for being part of our journey. Do you ever wonder why soldiers follow orders to harm others? I'm a psychologist and author of a book about the science of obedience. Let's break it down.
In 1961, a young man joined the Marines and became a machine gunner in Vietnam.
He was just 19 years old and had just graduated from high school. His job was to shoot the enemy, but when he pulled the trigger, he felt terrible.
So he started to refuse. Then his sergeant yelled at him, "You're a yellow belly!
Shoot him!"
And that's when he snapped. He turned to the sergeant and said, "No, I won't." And then he shot the sergeant in the leg. This young man later became famous as the first U.S. soldier to be court-martialed for refusing to obey an order. This case raises two important questions.
Why do most soldiers obey orders even when they conflict with their morals? And what makes some people resist?
The answer to the first question can be found in the famous Milgram experiments.
In these studies, a teacher was asked to teach a student.
The catch was that the student was actually a confederate of the experimenter, and the teacher was told to give the student a shock every time he got an answer wrong. The more the teacher knew the student, the more he hesitated.
But when the experimenter, who was dressed in a white lab coat,
told the teacher to continue, he did it without hesitation.
Even when the student cried out in pain and then went completely unresponsive. The point is that we be more likely to obey if the request is coming from an authority figure. Soldiers are trained to put the mission above their own morals.
They're also trained to follow the chain of command.
So when a sergeant asks them to do something, they know that the sergeant's orders are backed by the institution.
And this makes it easier for them to obey. But what about the second question?
What makes some people resist?
The answer: moral courage.
Moral courage is the ability to do what's right, despite the risk of personal cost. It doesn't mean being reckless or naive. It means thinking critically about the world and having the strength to do what you believe is right, even when others disagree.
We all have the capacity for great evil, but we also have the capacity for great good.
It just depends on the situation and the demands placed upon us. We may not be able to control the situations we're put in, but we can control our response to them. That's all for now. See you next time.